still talking about women. What do you think holds women back in management and business?
We've come a long way. People usually say there's a glass ceiling for women, but you know, women are specially made, right? Whereas the man can face his career solely, and he'll be deemed to be ambitious and successful. If a woman faces her career solely, something gives. So the home gives, or the children give, you know, so you have to make that choice. And I tell women, there is nothing wrong in you determining that, okay, maybe a career is not for me, or maybe let me put my career on hold so that I concentrate on my kids for a while. It is fine. We as women do not recognize the fact that we're actually very we're enterprising. We juggle a lot of things together. So yes, there will be some times that something will give, but the woman is a phenomenal human being, and we've come a long way. So gradually you're seeing women coming up, and obviously it has to be with the support from the home front. Fortunately, today's man is a bit more enlightened generally, right? So it's a bit more supportive. So once your spouse, your husband, doesn't see it as a competition between you and him, it makes things a lot easier.
A married woman can only rise as far as her husband would let her. Do you agree with that position?
Honestly, let's be true, somewhat. Because at times, when you have a husband who is not supportive, even the stress from the home, the snide remarks, right? If anything happens, oh, it's because you don't have time for your home. Oh, your children are misbehaving. Oh, it's because you don't take special attention, right? I'm a traditional person. I tell young people, when they say you're married, there's equality. My personal opinion, the man is always the boss. I mean, I'm sure some people will find that offensive, but it's my opinion. I'm entitled to me. I say, as a woman, you have to know how to get something from your husband, from your spouse. The more you try to tell him you're equal or even superior, the more the wall of antagonism breaks in, right? So if you have a husband, you might actually be senior in your career, and you tell him that, darling, I have this problem at work. Make him feel important. We all want to feel important, right? So it's the head of the family in all religious books. The husband is the head, but you as a woman, you have to know how to get things from your husband. And we just pray that God gives us our partners and not somebody who will lord his masculinity over us. So to some extent, I do agree.
You know, evidence suggests that it's even tougher for Nigerian women in politics and the public sector. Only 8 of Nigeria's 109 senators are women. In the House of Representatives, it's even, worse. It's even more dismal, with only about 18 of 360 representatives being women. In a country where 50% of the population are women, this is, almost preposterous. But according to the Interparliamentary Union, the sub-Saharan average for the proportion of women in national parliament is 22%. So even by African standards, Nigeria is not doing well at all. What can we do to get more women into public service roles?
For women in politics, I admit that I don't know too much about politics, but I also know that a lot of women also don't even register as party members. So if you don't register as a party member, it's not likely that you can even be part of the primaries, not to talk of being elected. So women have to be more involved in partisan politics. So if you want to have the representation, we have to get our hands dirty. So you can't be at the sideline complaining. If you keep complaining, then you just have to take the people that get voted in. So yes, register, be a card-carrying member, and also be involved.
Are women better managers, or they're just different managers?
They're different and at times better, because I think women are a lot more hardworking because they have things to prove, right? They are also very loyal. On the average, they're also more honest. You know, they're the exception, the exceptional few, but on the average, they're more loyal, more hardworking, more reliable. You know, so they're different, but they're better.
But you know, one thing I find in this matter of gender representation, one thing that I think about quite often is that while we're trying to increase the absolute numbers of women in leadership positions in the private and public sectors, we're still not focusing on ensuring that the conditions also improve for the masses of women who may not necessarily be aspiring to managerial positions in the public sector. What can we be doing as women at this level to help those ones who are, you don't have aspirations such as what you and I have?
I think a lot has to do with mentoring, right? If people see role models, and if we, as the role models, are supportive. I like WIMBIS because you can be a mentor
That's
to
women in management
and business, right? So they encourage people who are deemed to be like senior managers in their businesses, or people who have, for lack of a better word, succeeded, to take a young woman to ensure that she has things. I have some mentees that I've been able to see through just by asking a question, that have you thought about this? Have you done this? Helping them put structures in place, right? Also being a sounding board to them. So it is our responsibility to ensure that as many women as we can support, we help support, and we should never ever be shy or be too busy to lend a helping hand to a woman to succeed, right? You just ask them a question or questions. What have you been doing? Have you thought about doing this? What structures are you putting in place? Just asking them questions, encouraging them, telling them that yes, it might be difficult at this point in time, but truly, if you keep at it, right, there's a breakthrough around the corner. So we just have to make sure that we act as mentors, right? We support ourselves. We give pro bono lectures. I do that from time to time.
You know, everybody looks at a situation from the point of view of what's in this for me. What does a mentor get out of the relationship?
For a mentor, it's seeing my mentee achieving success. So I'd like to say I was part of building this person. So when my mentee actually succeeds at his or her business or career, I'm in seventh heaven. So as they're making progress, they're getting promotions, I'm happy. I'm a happy mother. Do you understand? So my mentee's success is my success.
Do you find that you learn more from your successes or from your failures?
I mean, that's a lot of people say you learn more from your failures, right? Because you know, when you're in life generally, when you succeed, right, a lot of things are taken for granted. But when you fail, either in terms of your career, in terms of your children, in terms of maybe your marriage, something, and you sit back and reflect that, okay, what could I have done better? It makes you a better human being, right? But at times your failure, it might be due to no fault of yours, right? It can just be circumstances, it can be environmental, it can be being at the wrong place at the wrong time, right? It can be because of a situation in your organization. It doesn't mean that you have failed as a person, it's just that the situation hasn't necessarily supported you.
What does success mean to you?
Success comes in a variety of forms, right? You know, it's just not career. Some people will say, I'm being successful if my husband is successful because I'm providing the right kind of support. some people can say my success can be if my children are successful, then I've done my bit. Success to me is achieving my dreams, my set goals, and going beyond them, right? So for me, success, being healthy, living my dream, being recognized for who I am and what I have been able to achieve, even beyond my own thinking.
And that's our program. Thank you for watching. Please join us next time when View from the Top returns. But between now and then, let's continue our conversation online at channelstv.com. Do tweet me your thoughts at ModeleSY. I'd like to know what you think of my conversation with Mrs. Mosun Bello Olusoga. Thank you again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.